Nation, what it do, what it do? Before I start talking, can y'all hear me? Is the audio okay? I'll wait. Weird. What's good, everybody in the building? Can y'all hear me? Is there an echo? Is there anybody there? Is there anybody out there? All right. So we got no intro today because, as you can see, it's a new stream, new streaming system. Had to come up with something different. I don't know what's going on with the audio. I hope it's good on this one. I'm still waiting for somebody to let me know. I'd appreciate it. All right, man. So training camp wrapping up. June 1st deadline coming up. Who will be cut? Um, Here come the sun doo doo. What the fuck? John Leon, what's good? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Is it good? Does it sound good? Yeet, what's good? I don't know if y'all can hear me. Still waiting. Still waiting. Still waiting. All right, what's good? I'm gonna guess y'all can hear me. Nobody's letting me know, so I guess everything's good. Y'all can hear me. Sound good quality. Appreciate everybody in the building. Piano Man, Handy, Hawaiian Candy, John Leon was good. Yeet yeet in the building. 4 letters, one word. Yeet. My guy JC in the building. What's good? What it do? What it do? Family. Appreciate y'all dropping up, pulling in. We got some things to talk about. The last night's live did not go so well. I guess the audio sucked ass. So we're mixing it up today. We're trying something good. Appreciate it. Sounds good. All right. So we could rock with today. I apologize for yesterday. It was, I guess, absolutely horrible when I went back and watched it. I can't believe that y'all really stayed in there that long. So I really have some dedicated followers, and man, I appreciate y'all for hanging with your boy that long because it sounded like absolutely ass, dude. So again, appreciate y'all hanging in for as long as you did for the video yesterday. I deleted that shit because it was totally bad. Brother Adrian Davis was good. Appreciate you pulling up in the building. My guy Lawrence was good. Was good. So yeah, man, we got some things to talk about. We got some camp standouts. We got some guys making noise. Some guys. Why do I need the light on? I like it better in the dark. I'm gonna rock with the dark for a minute. If it bothers y'all, let me know. Besides Hawaiian Candy, but oh yeah. So before I get into it, I figured out a little bit about the crowns. So the crowns, it goes by points. It's only for this live stream. So I'm trying to come up with a way at the end of each live stream, I can add everything up, see who's in first place, who's in second, and maybe at the end of the month, maybe you get a Raiders Unleashed hat or T-shirt or some stupid shit. I don't know. It looks so blurry. What? Come on, man, stop. I'm just trying to do it live. All right, so not making me sad. Just sorry for the Chargers fan, Dick Riding Raiders channels. Shout out to John Leon. And my guy, why are you always trolling? Jason Ruiz, what's good? What's good? Appreciate you in here. I kind of like it. I can see the chat over there. I ain't got like East Coast Gridiron. Appreciate you, man. If y'all did not see the show already, go check out East Coast Gridiron's interview today with Logan Rogers. Very, very intelligent. You know, well put together. Um, just well raised kid, right? Surprised the hell out of me. Answer to his questions were all, very solid for a young man. So go check out this kid. Go watch some film on him. And of course, man, go check out East Coast Gridiron. Always dropping the great interviews. Always got the great breakdown. So hit him up. Um, Y'all messing me up so bad. So, not gonna say I told y'all so, but there are some rumors going around that Caleb Rogers is now taking first team reps at right guard. Now, we've had this talk on this channel. I've said it before. I don't think Alex Kappa can beat out pretty much any of these young guys the way he played the last 2 years. Now, unless he has a total turnaround resurgence this year from what he was playing in Cincinnati, I just don't see it. We know that is, Spytek's guy, but this kid, Caleb Rogers, the talk is in the building. And from a couple people I've heard, that I've talked to, said that this kid acts like a vet. He plays like a vet. His football knowledge is crazy. He's got that JPJ, you know, want to win every rep, put guys on their back type of demeanor, but he's a humble, quiet kid. So Caleb Rogers, man, making some noise. If we get another starter offensive lineman, out of this draft, this team is definitely on the rise. We're putting together what they trying to do over there in Tampa Bay when Spytek was over there. I keep preaching, they have 43 players on their roster out of 53 that are all drafted in-house guys. So that's a huge, huge sign for us. The Raiders have a big problem of drafting correctly, drafting the right character guys, and then more importantly, developing the guys they draft. Now, you can make mistakes, and draft a guy in the second round that probably was a fourth round prospect. It happens. It's the NFL. But how do you develop that guy is the question. And I believe the coaches that we have in the building are, great at projecting their knowledge onto the players, right? They're not forceful with it. It don't seem like all of them are cussing and screaming and yell at them. They know how to get to players. They know how to get the best out of players. And it's looking, what was that? And it's looking very, 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 very bright in the Raider Nation. Hold on. I don't know what that noise is, but I got to figure that out. So let me know your thoughts. Do you think Caleb Rogers has a chance to start, the beginning of the season, game one? I mean, the way he's looking out there, putting guys on, running guys like they're on skates. Um, he just seems very solid. He's bigger than, you know, more athletic, a lot younger than Alex Kappa. Obviously, don't have the knowledge. I mean, that's a gimme. But to have another kid coming up in the draft that we score on, that starts right away. Last year, it was JPJ, DJ Glaze. That would be three guys on the offensive line drafted in the last 2 years starting. That is a huge, huge upside for this team. Like I've talked about, the way we've drafted, the way we've developed guys, or lack of developing guys, it just seems a lot different for me. Raider Menace, what's good? Appreciate you popping up. Um, VCP, I don't know if it's, yeah. JC Ruiz, I got you, man. So let me know what y'all think. What do y'all think about Caleb Rogers? This potential. Do you think he starts, day one over a veteran? Or do you think this man, they give him time, they don't try to push it, throw it into the fire? I believe that's the way to go. If you have a guy, whether it's Kappa or whether it's, don't forget Jordan Meredith. Now, the word on the street is Jordan Meredith. And from what I've seen out of the camp tapes, is Jordan Meredith and Dylan Parham have been trading back and forth pretty much, certain amount of snaps. The other guy goes a certain amount of snaps. So they're going back and forth for the left spot, which we definitely need secured up, right? We pretty much know it's going to be Colton Miller. It's going to be JPJ at center, and it's going to be DJ Glaze unless, something freakish happens at right tackle. So the two guard spots are up for grabs, and there's a lot of cats that we've brought in, even UDFAs, battling for that spot, battling for the backup spot. So there's a nice little battle, heated up battle going on the left side. And then from what I've seen, at the beginning of the camp, it was basically Alex Kappa, all Alex Kappa on the right side. He was taking all the first team reps. That hasn't been the case the last couple days. It's been Caleb Rogers getting in there, getting some first team reps, and impressing. Not just taking first team reps, but impressing the people around him. So that is huge for this team. That's a huge upside. Looks better in the light. Not so. Where we got? you know, I said I was gonna look for some Chargers channels to watch to see why Piano was always in the Raider, but I never did. I just didn't see it. I seen some Broncos. I seen some Chiefs. You just don't see. That was the wrong hole. Positive necessary. Whew. Just don't see too many Charger live streams. I don't know why. But y'all go back and forth. Hey, Raider Nation. I used to live in Oaktown. Nice. Is it Jesus or Jesus? I mean, I don't want to get it wrong. I'm just gonna call you VCP. Or JJVCP. How about that? Works for me. Works for you? Cool. Maybe by the third week, Raider Menace says. JC says starter. And my guy John Leon says, I'm not from PL. I'm not from LA. Piano man. Sing me a song. Sing me a song. You're the piano man. What? Y'all wild as hell. Also, I don't know how much we heard, last night from what I was saying. If you was in the live, probably not very much. Oh, I forgot about this thing. Hold on, give me 1 second. Good looking out. Good reminder. Oh, that's some bullshit. You can't see it on the phone though. Well, it's up. You just can't see it on the phone. Which I don't know what good that does, but shout out to the 18 people in the building rocking with me. San Bernardino County so far for Piano Man. Chiefs guys are gringy. They were forcing me to subscribe, or else post would get deleted. Weak sauce. that's sorry, bro. Wait, why were you in the Chiefs channel? My guy Raider Menace. But yeah, some other standouts. Let's get into that. So, the offensive line, like I was saying, if Caleb Rogers comes out and takes this job right off the rip, that is a huge sign for the Las Vegas Raiders. That means we have, a veteran at depth, not having to work all year. When we need them, we can put them in at certain packages. However, we can groom the rest of the guys behind them. Because like I said, I believe they're going to keep probably 9, maybe 10 offensive linemen this year, because there is a lot of depth, and we had so many guys get hurt last year that at one point the Las Vegas Raiders were really down to 5 offensive linemen. We had nobody to bring in. They were all on the field, which is scary. I mean, we had Dalton Wagner on the practice squad and a couple of guys on the practice squad, but that's scary when you get down to it. That's a lot of injuries. We had way too many injuries last year. That's one thing that has to change, and it has to change really, really fast. These guys, I don't know if it's, just freak injuries or the way they're, being trained, what they're eating. I don't know, but way too many injuries last year, and you just can't be competitive no matter how many good players you have on your roster if you can't stay healthy. So we definitely have to work on that. Also, the corner position. The corner position, we've talked about this battle. And I don't want to toot my own horn, but I will. No, I'm just fucking with you. So I said like 2 weeks ago, we were talking about the corners and the position battle. It might even been just a couple nights ago. I do so many lives, I might run them all together. However, Unleashing Addiction, what's good? What's good? Good seeing you. Appreciate you being in the building. So I said Jacorian Bennett might be in a very, very tight spot, right? If he can't play the slot position, I believe there are three guys on this roster that might be a little farther along than Jacorian Bennett. Now, I know he played pretty solid last year, but if we looked at his PFF numbers, they were horrible. So, coverage wise, it was okay. But if you look at the PFF stats, Jacorian Bennett's numbers were absolutely awful, in the 50s and 40s in a lot of categories. Not going to cut it in the NFL. The NFL stands for not for long when you play and perform like that. And no knock on Jacorian Bennett. You know, he's a young guy, still got to develop. He's dealt with some injuries his first 2 years. It's kind of hard, you know, to have growth when you're getting constant setbacks. So I understand that for Jacorian Bennett. However, I talked about Eric Stokes possibly taking that outside job. I also talked about Darian Porter starting day one as a rookie because this kid is very impressive. He's out there making plays. He's impressing the leader in the franchise, Max Crosby. He's impressing his peers. He's impressing the coaches. Not only did the DB coach, you know, have good things to say about him, but the linebacker coaches, Robbie Leonard, everybody has talked very, very highly of Darian Porter. And I've said it since the day he was drafted. This is the most athletic guy we have in our backfield, whether it's safety, whether it's corner. Ow, son of a bitch. Sorry. The kid is a freak with that size, that speed. Yes, I get it. He's only played 1 year at the back in the backfield, but being a wide receiver and transitioning to corner, it's a little bit, right? It's a little bit, but when you know defensive schemes and when when you're in the playbook in the offense and you know formations and where guys are lining up, what routes they might be running out of where they're lining up, it puts you a step ahead of everybody else. So Darian Porter, I said there's probably 3, possibly 4 starters out of this draft this year. And we all know it's going to be Jacorian Bennett, Ashton Genty, Jack Beck, I believe, is going to be receiver number 2 or 3. And I have a really, 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 really good feeling that Dante Thornton might also, be receiver 3. So if those 3 guys end up starting, and then you have Caleb Rogers and the guy that's not very, very far behind him in Charles Grant, who's been out there pancaking guys, putting guys on skates. The talk is he needs to get a little bit more weight in the trunk. You got to be an anchor. You got to be heavy, but his strength and his arm length. This dude has a 7-foot wingspan. That is the largest wingspan on the whole entire team. So there's a reason he was drafted. There's a reason, if you missed it, go watch my draft day live. When he was drafted, I was jumping up and down. I was screaming, clapping, yelling. I was excited. I had this dude on all my draft boards. I really felt like the Raiders were secretly, watching this kid and had a very, very, very key eye on him and a lot of eyes. And I was right. He ended up being a Raider. So, I was stoked to get Charles Grant. I think the sky's the limit for this man. No matter where he plays, hopefully tackle with his, length, his ability, his size and shit. I think this dude also going to be special. And then you got guys like Tommy Millott, who they're trying to groom to be that slot receiver, right? Which might not look good for my guy Jacoby Myers. We'll get into that here in a bit. But if Tommy Millott, with his speed, 4.3 speed, can develop into that slot receiver, that's another guy that could be starting. Probably not this year. I think it's more like, another year or 2 for Tommy Millott to be that guy at starter. But I do believe he's going to get reps at special teams. And I think this guy is going to make a difference on this team. And then you got guys like Cody Lindenberg, who's been out there, flashing in practice also. The guy has good speed. He's very knowledgeable of the game. He's 260 pounds as a linebacker. this is a freak out there that, a lot of people didn't have on their radar, and the Raiders did. Kind of like Tommy Malott. Nobody in the NFL had him on their radar being drafted in the first 7 rounds in the first 3 days. The Raiders seen something very special in this kid. And I see something very special in this kid also. And I got some video coming out sometime next couple days on Tommy Malott. This kid has a chance to be very, very special, whether it's the punt game, kick return game, slot receiver. It doesn't matter. The one thing I will say from what I've seen out there on film is he does need to catch with his hands more. You got to get that diamond up. You got to get your hands out in front of your body, and you got to catch the ball away from your body. So if he can develop that, work on his routes, because the dude was a quarterback, right? We know his athleticism. We know all that shit. Y'all just going at piano, man. We know everything he brings to the table with the athleticism and the speed, but can he develop into a damn good route tree? That is the huge question. And I believe he can. I believe this kid is very smart. He has the potential to develop into, one of those Wes Welker type guys where I think he's a lot taller, a lot faster, but could be a force coming up very, very soon. All right. Porter is the real deal, bro. Been hearing great things about him. Absolutely, D Menace. Raider Menace. I don't know why I called you D Menace. Where the fuck is D Menace? Speaking of D Menace, hold up. I'm trying to do something on here. Marcus Banks, what's good? What's good? Welcome to the show. Hey, it works. I can pull them up on here. All right. So, like I said, this is new. So, San Bernardino County, not far from you, Piano Man. You post your links, Rebel. I don't know. Chiefs are Gringy. All right, let me catch back up in this shit. This is way better. I got like 3 chats going on. There ain't no way I can miss that shit. No bueno, shut up, bro. They laughing at who's laughing? What are you talking about? Oh, love it. Y'all just come in and talk shit in the chat. Love it. Love it. Love it. Anybody got any football questions? Anybody want to know about football? I was a fan since 6th grade. Storm Pop Warner football. Because of what? Because of what? All right, y'all just clowning. I don't have to read that shit. That's cool. John Leon's in the lead though, number 1. Hold on, let me click on this and see how many points you got. Why ain't it working now? What the fudge? That's some bullshit. Well, it was letting me see how many points people had, but I can't see no more. So yeah, Darian Porter, man, this kid is special. He's a freak of nature. If you haven't seen it, go find the picture of him in the end zone, jumping up to try to defend a pass. The dude looked like he was 4 feet off the ground. He's already 6'5", 6'4", 6'5". So if this kid plays like that, you got Max Crosby talking about him. You got other players, talking about his instincts, how good he is, his athleticism. It looks good. It looks good for the Las Vegas Raiders, man. It looks very good. So, also, What? What? What the fuck did you say? I heard my name, or I seen my name. I heard my name. I be talking to everybody down. Can't defend y'all blocking me. What? I don't know what that means. 408, what's good? What's good? Raiders are cooked again. Another losing season. Elimination. Wait, another losing season. Elimination season for them. I would say 2 and 3, 4, 5, and 14. Wait, what? 2 and 4. Wait, 2 and 3 and 4 and 14 missed the playoffs again. I don't know what you're trying to say, bro, but come talk to me during the season. Pull back up around week 8 when we have a bye week. Let's see where the Raiders at. Let's see where the Raiders are at. But I don't even have to tell you. I totally disagree with all the statement, all of it. Piano Man, when you gonna come on the show? When you gonna come on the show? Anybody want to come on the show? Like I said, let me know. Hit me up. Um, oh, you can see it across the bottom now. Awesome, sweet. So yeah, if you see the little ticker scrolling across the bottom in blue, got all my info on there. It's got Facebook, it's got Instagram, it's got Twitter. Hit me up, DM me if you want to come on the show. Let me know. I think once a week I will be doing fan night. So if you're subscribed to the channel, you can pull up, talk your shit um, to whoever, however, you know, in person, in person. So we're gonna work on that. We'll get that popping very, very soon. Oh, they missed the playoffs again. I mean, there's a very big possibility that they could miss the playoffs. I'm not going to argue that. They are in one of the toughest divisions in football. 3 of the teams made the playoffs last year. I believe all those teams, the Broncos and the Chargers had very, very weak schedules, and the Chiefs. I mean, the Chiefs' schedule wasn't very hard either. So the Raiders had the toughest schedule in the division by far. It wasn't even close. I believe it's a whole new team. We've changed this whole team around. We got stronger at the quarterback position, which was definitely, in some people's eyes, the biggest need. In my opinion, it was the running back position. We got even stronger at that. Some could say, a future number 1 running back in the NFL, if you want to go that far. We brought in studs at the wide receiver and Dante Thornton and Jack Beck. We brought in more offensive linemen. Caleb Rogers, I was just talking about, possibly working himself into the starting role already. So this team is on the rise. But yes, there's a very big possibility that, they could miss the playoffs again at 9-7. 9-7 might not get you to the playoffs. I'm not going to argue that.
Can you send me money?
Yeah, no, right now my phone. Yeah, whatever.
Just going off with mine.
Yeah.
Drip shit for 5 for.
Oh, that blueberry headband or whatever. Something or what? What trip shit? I don't know. Just wait a minute. I'll be off soon.
How long? Sorry.
Yeah, not too long.
I said an hour. It's only been like 20 minutes.
Oh yeah, I won't. I don't know. Not that long. Um, what all talking about? So, you know, we've got stronger at a lot of positions that were weaknesses. I think we got better on defense. We got dramatically better on defense because last year we had 6 starters out half the season or more. So, this team, they're coming around. They got way better coaching. When I went back and watched film um, a couple nights ago, I was just watching a couple Raider games. From the shit I had and the breakdowns I was watching, that I did. I was watching a couple of my own videos. We lost so many games because of dumb calls, because of stupid timeouts, because of bad coaching, being out coached. I would say at least 9 games we lost because of just inexperienced coaching. So if you just turn that around, take those 9 games and give us half of those, that puts us at 9 wins, right? So I believe we can turn it around and take those 9 games we lost because of dumb calls, bad personnel. The list goes on and on. Just horrible coaching, being outcoached in a lot of games. We were outcoached in a number of games, offensive wise, defensive wise, even Patrick Graham. Patrick Graham's defense got cooked a lot of times. Now they were better in the second half, but in the first half, they struggled. They struggled. So the whole team struggled. So yes, in a tough division, you can end up 9-7 and miss the playoffs. I wouldn't, see, but I don't see them losing more games, any more than 7 games. I don't see that. I don't see that. I got them predicted a little bit higher than that. Imagine being the 6th ranked quarterback and you choke 2 playoff games away. That list don't mean shit. I think he got you there. That list kind of is null and void. We know Justin Sherbert struggles in key moments in big games when it's on the line. He's not that dude. That's why I predict the Raiders, if they don't win the division, we're in second place or tied for second, which, is a huge ask for us to go from 4 wins to 10 wins. But I just explained why, 9 games or more that we lost from bad coaching and bad coaching decisions, not all the play on the field. We lost another 4 or 5 games easily because of turnovers. So that's 14, 13 games. Almost all our games that we lost was bad coaching or turnovers. If you turn that around, you limit the turnovers and you win games because your coaching staff is better. Your run game is better. Your passing game is better. Your offense is more explosive. I think that says a lot. So this team, I don't see us missing the playoffs this year. I really don't. Whether it's a wild card, however we get in, I see us battling. Now, again, we could lose by 1 game, but I see us battling. I think the last 3 games, we're going to be, in that playoff battle. That's my prediction. That's where I feel it's at. But I could be wrong. It's happened before. When was the last time Piano Man drove past LA or San Diego? He's 31 from Arizona, so I don't know. Oh, Jesus. Chargers run the whole block, whether y'all like it or not. You're right. They run one whole block in Los Angeles, bro. That's the only block they run in the whole entire fucking United States. So stop with that Charger shit, bro. They got zero trophies in that vacant ass trophy case they got. So, man, don't talk about Chargers running the block. Piano Man, it's good when you come in here and don't troll and just talk, football. But when you say shit like that, come on. The Chargers have never ran the block in LA. They don't even run the block in their own stadium. There's more Rams fans than there are Chargers fans, bro. So what are we talking about here? Stop with that shit. Brother, the Chiefs content creators talk about the Raiders. Talk about the Raiders got views. They were spreading lies saying Gino is bumping heads with the coaching staff. Like I said last week, sauce that shit. What channel is this? What channel is this? Hold up. Where's my notes? Wait, I could just make a note right here. Raider Menace. Let me know what channel that was. Or what was it on the AFC West shit with Graf? Because if that was the case, I mean, they always talking shit on there. But for real, like, why do you want to make up shit about Geno Smith? What coaches is he bumping heads with? Everybody on the staff raves about Geno Smith, how he's a leader, how he helps everybody in the building. I don't know how anybody could say that shit. but, but yeah, let me know, bro. I want to hit him up. I want to get him on the show. I need some Charger fans, some Bronco fans. So, if you know any Bronco content creators, Charger content creators, or Queef content creators that want to pull up, let me know. I want to talk football. Um, but man, I hope we don't miss the playoffs. Rebel game two, I ain't taking after what? Rebel game two, I ain't talking after we win. To laugh to the bank. Wait, you want to put some money on that? You want to put a little wager on that, Piano Man? Where's the 12 and 15? I got to work on that. I got to work on it. Well, yeah, shit. I got to work on that. I got to work on that. Don't worry, it's coming back. It's coming back. I told y'all it would be up all year long. So I switched streams. I'm on a new server. Hopefully it's better. Obviously, nobody's bitching about my audio. Um, I don't like how clear it is, and you can see my fucked up face and all that shit, jacked up teeth and all that. I think it's moved his camera back or something. I don't know, but that's the only thing I don't like about it. It's too damn clear. It's fucking. That kid left the door open again. Um, but yeah, other than that, that the 12 and 5 will be back. It'll be back up. I just got to figure out. Like I have. Oh, you can't even see it on the stream up here. So I don't know if you're watching on TV or your computer or what, but in the top left hand corner, I got a little picture of me that I had made. So I could put it up there, but it won't let me blow it up or make it bigger or smaller. So it's kind of annoying, but I'm working on that. I'm working on that. As soon as I figure this shit out, it'll be back up. I promise. Um, they need more better players, better coaches, and no quarterback still. Wait, what? 408. How can you say they need better coaches? They have Pete Carroll, who's taken them to Seattle to two Super Bowls. He's won two championships in college football. They have an offensive coordinator that's won chips in both. Like, I don't understand how they need better coaching. They have a damn good defensive back coach. They have a way better wide receiver coach. Their quarterback or their linebacker coach.
Nothing. I'm waiting for you to finish what you're saying.
Their linebacker coach has been with Pete Carroll for 13 years. 13 years that dude has been with Pete Carroll. So it's a coaching staff that knows each other. A lot of these guys have been around each other on Pete Carroll staffs in the past. I don't get that. I don't get that. But again, you have your opinion, but I just don't say how we need better coaches. And we have Geno Smith. Like Geno Smith is a way bigger upgrade from Jimmy Garoppolo, from Gardner Minshew. I mean, even Aiden O'Connell, I would question that a little bit, mobility wise. So I don't know how many better players we need. Last year we didn't have the depth we have this year. We killed it in the draft again. I think we have. I predict 4 UDFA players that make this roster. If not, they make the practice squad or sign to future roster in the past. So we shall see. We shall see. They are not back yet. They got a long way to go. I mean, again, I just do not feel that. I don't feel that. The Washington Commanders, a lot of people said they had a long way to go. They got a quarterback, and it turns that whole team around. Just one player. We got a quarterback, a running back. We got better receivers. We got better defensive line. We got better on the offensive line. I don't know how that doesn't attribute to a huge, big, fast turnaround. I mean, my opinion. But the Goat House ranks the quarterbacks from worst to best. Gino is 21 and Sunshine. Fucking quit calling him that.
Um,
Sunshine is 6th.
we're starving, so I'm just gonna go. I don't know how much longer you're gonna be.
I don't know. 20 minutes?
No, can't wait that long. Dad's hungry. Mom's hungry.
All right. Well, just call me when you get there.
Okay. Bye.
Well, how you gonna take out cash?
Huh?
How you gonna take out cash?
I don't know. It's like an ATM. How do you take out cash?
I don't know. All right. Whatever. Hey. So, oh, the goat house. The goat house. The goat house. Where is that comment? Well, I gotta stop looking at my phone. I keep forgetting I can see these damn comments up here. Some bitch somewhere. Hey, fuck it. We'll just go from there. I think. I'll catch up and then we'll go from there. So yeah, the goat house. I was gonna pull that up last night. However, y'all couldn't hear the damn thing I was saying. So I got a little frustrated. I forgot to say much love. Appreciate y'all for watching and Raiders. So I apologize. I kind of just hit the fuck you button and dipped because it was not going very well last night. Anyway, so I was gonna talk about that. The GOAT house, yes, has Geno Smith ranked 21, but he gives his reasons why he has Geno Smith ranked 21. And it's the same reasons, not Rob Van Dam, but yours truly has questions and he's not sipping that Geno Smith Kool-Aid yet. Geno Smith's interceptions were absolutely horrible in horrible, crucial times. I said this when the game was on the line, when they needed them to drive down, score a field goal even, to put them, at a tie or put them in the lead. Geno folded like a lawn chair. I'm sorry. It's the truth. And if you don't believe me, all you have to do is look on their roster or look on their schedule from last year. I'm going to tell you the easiest way to check this shit out because they won't let me post the shit on no more. They keep flagging me, demonetizing my shit. So I guess I can't post NFL shit. But go look at their schedule. Look at their losses. Go to YouTube. Type in this game. It'll show you the highlights. But if you're subscribed to the NFL Network, then you can get the full games. You can watch the shit over and over again. It was at crucial moments that kept this team from making the playoffs, to be honest. When it was all on his shoulders, folded like a lawn chair. So that's why he has Geno Smith at 21. Yes, he could throw 21 touchdowns. But if you throw 15 interceptions and fumble the ball 6 or 9 times, again, I get two different scenarios every time I look. I don't know if ESPN's right or NFL Network's right or who's right, but it's not good. It's not a good sign. So as far as your sunshine, come on, man. There's no way. And I've said this about Geno Smith, so it's not, picking on piano, man. There's no way Geno Smith is ranked the 6th best quarterback in the NFL or in the top 10. This is my opinion. There's no way Justin Herbert, Sherbert, Sunshine, whatever the hell you want to call him, is ranked in the top 10. They've never won the big game. Playoff winning teams that have been in the playoffs the year before previously are teams that are destined to make the playoffs in that year or are contending to make the playoffs in that year. Both of these quarterbacks fold. So that's all I'm saying. Colin Cowherd believes the Chargers will be number 1 in the AFC West division. I've seen that. I've seen a lot of people talk about that. I said it on my channel 2 weeks ago. I believe it could be the Broncos and the Raiders battling. I think the Broncos are tougher, bro. I think they have a better defense, a better offensive line, a way better defense, a better offensive line, and they got an up and coming quarterback that's not afraid to run and, push shit to the edge, which Justin Sherbert is not doing. Rainbow Sherbert melts in the playoffs. melts it melts everywhere, dude. Rainbow Sherbert melts in a cone, it melts in a bowl, it melts with sprinkles on top. That shit melting everywhere. Imagine being a Chargers fan on the Raiders channel in Arizona talking shit about the Raiders and never drove past LA in the past 2 years. That's why I was calling their bluff. And he's gone. Um, I'm Badge watching while I drive. Appreciate you watching and listening while you drive. Anyone that says Pete Carroll isn't a good coach is out of their minds. Preach that truth. That's what we try to do on this channel. Preach that truth, Daryl. Out of your flipping mind. Exactly. There is no way that he's a bad coach. Now, he's an older coach. There are scenarios where, the NFL passed guys by, right? But not with Pete Carroll, dude. Not with Pete Carroll. He acts like he's 25. If anybody should be rocking, 20-year-old girlfriends like Bill Belichick, you would think it would be a guy like Pete Carroll, in my opinion. So, um, the dude's a dog, man. That, like I said, he's forgot more information about football than all of us in this chat and on YouTube put together could ever know. Like this dude's seen so many things, been in so many situations, been to the playoffs, Super Bowls, championships in college. There's nothing he hasn't done. There's nothing he hasn't seen. And I said it before. The biggest thing about Pete Carroll is he took a year off. He took a year off. He watched high school football. He watched college football. And you know what he says? What? I just picked what? The air conditioner? Is that what y'all hear? So obviously I got to find a way to put a compressor and a silencer on this bitch too. Um, sounds good. All right, appreciate it. So yeah, why did Piano Man get hit this time? What did he do now? This man could just not stay out of jail, bro. He's always in the Raider pin. But don't block him for good, yo. Nobody misses Piano Man. I miss watching y'all argue. I think it's funny. But what do y'all feel? How y'all feeling about these coaching staff? Do you feel that the Raiders still have a lot of work to do? Does anybody believe that we're not going to be competitive this year? Besides the one person in the chat, is there anybody else that feels like, well, besides me, I guess that if Gino doesn't play to his 100% best he's ever played in his life, that that we could struggle. I mean, if you're turning the ball over once a game plus fumbles, trying to let nobody know that what. Look, if I don't know what I wasn't reading all the messages, so they're already blocked from my shit. I don't know what they were, but if it's enough to block him, fucking block him. I'll unblock him again tonight, but he's got to learn you can't just come in and fucking keep trolling and irritating people and pissing people off that come in here and support this channel also that are here, that are Raider fans. So that's how I feel about it. Like, if you're gonna fucking come in and troll with all the Raider fans, just be respectful. So if he's not doing that, man, it is what it is. It is what it is. If you're watching, I've told him. I fucking messaged him. I DM'd the kid. I told him, bro, just be fucking respectful. You can't always just talk shit to people and fucking get on people's last nerve, because then nobody's gonna want to come in here and watch my channel because you're irritating them. So it is what it is. I see him in everybody else's channel being respectful, and Captain Jack's channel, fucking a bunch of other channels. He's not irritating everybody. He's not talking shit to everybody. He just does it to irritate certain people in my chat. So, if you don't want to fucking play by the rules, move along, bro. Move along. It's not a big deal. We've been through this. Um, Hearing what I'm hearing, 9-8 sounds doable. Maybe 10 wins, but just stretching it. Just my personal opinion. I mean, that's it. It sounds about right. I'm not. I mean, like I said, for us to win to be 12-5, like I said, it's gonna take a crazy amount of things to happen to all fall in place. For us to accomplish that, which bonding together, right? Molding together, being one, everybody doing their 111. I think we're building that, but how fast does everybody put it together? I mean, the whole entire offense is a new scheme. Everybody in the offense is learning a new scheme. So it's just like last year. It's not like some of the guys, know the scheme that can help other guys along in the scheme. Everybody's, on the same page. And except for the guys that pick it up a little faster than others, everybody's starting fresh, starting new. So they're all learning it together. How fast they all learn it together, that is the question. If they pick it up very, very quickly in a Chip Kelly system with a quarterback that can move around, a running game, and the weapons we have, they're going to be a problem. They're going to be a problem, not only in the AFC West, but in the whole entire NFL. Everybody we play. I mean, we play a lot of teams that were ass wipes last year. They were bottom of the league in their division. 5 teams to be exact. 6, I do believe. 1 was a little bit better than us, but that's how I feel about that. What's she going off about? It's not about the face, it's that they need to be mods to block on themselves. Wait, what? What members become. That is facts. Yeah, but I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. Great coaching staff will make a huge difference for the Raiders. It makes a huge difference for any team. I mean, look at Dan Quinn, right? I've heard a lot of people say, what players has Pete Carroll's coaching tree? I mean, what coaches out of Pete Carroll's coaching tree, have ever done? What have they ever done? Nobody's ever really done shit, right? When it comes to Pete Carroll and his coaching tree, there's a couple coaches. You get a guy like Dan Quinn, a defensive coordinator, you know, a guy that's been around Pete Carroll for a while, goes over there, brings in another guy like Cliff Kingsbury, offensive coordinator, been a head coach before. Then you bring in another head coach as your running back coordinator and your running back coach. You know, they have 3 or 4 former head coaches over there. We have the same on our roster, on our coaching staff. A coaching staff makes a big difference. Nobody would have guessed the Washington Commanders, who got dog walked game after game after game after game after game with Sam Howard, with Sam Howell, whatever the hell his name is. That team's defense was horrible. Their offense was horrible. And Sam Howell's not a bad player, right? He was a good ass player in college. I think he was just on the wrong system. So that team was horrible. They get a couple pieces here and there in free agency. Most of their draft, kids didn't contribute right away. It was mostly, JD5. So you can turn around night and day. You look at the Houston Texans, right? They were getting dog walked over and over again. They traded Deshaun Watson. They got a bunch of players for it. They got a bunch of high draft picks. They drafted well, very, very well. They got their quarterback. They got, their franchise defensive player up front. Next year, they're in the playoffs. So it can happen. It can happen. Those teams were in, pretty tough divisions also. So You can flip it around very, very easily with a good coaching staff. A good coaching staff that knows how to get to guys. And I was gonna pull up some of the interviews, but I think I'll do it tomorrow. I'm only gonna be on live for an hour tonight. If I get bored, who knows? I might pull back up tonight if I figure this shit out and get more shit set up. But um, mess with the Raiders. We need mods and buckets this season. Maybe 2 wins. What? 2 wins? 2 wins? I don't even know how do you say your name. TOKIZZP cheap. Chep, what the fuck? Uh Chep in the building. 2 wins. 2 wins more than we had last year. You can't really seriously tell me. I gotta put the schedule back up here, man. I don't like this setup without the schedule. Um I'm gonna have to figure out some overlays. But yeah, you can't tell me with the schedule we have that we're winning 2 games. Come on, that's clown shit, bro. Like if you're gonna comment and be a troll, at least make it like somewhat factful. 2 wins. Fuck out of here. Um, Mods have to listen to the leaders, and that's Rebel. He says not to block him. They shouldn't block him. Easy. I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, I don't know. Sorry, Rebel, but sorry, not because I feel wrong for blocking him. But if you feel like it's stunting your channel's growth and feel like the wrench, bro, I really support you. And I know plenty of guys. What? I mean, it is what it is, bro. Like I said, if you don't want the wrench, shit, I'll take that shit. You don't have to mod. Um, if you don't want to come watch because of one person, man, it is what it is. I'll take the wrench. You can block them. You know, however you want to do it, man. Just let me know. But the only thing it does do is when you block guys permanently, it stops. And you see, as soon as you blocked him, my shit went from 16 people in here down to 8. So it is their algorithm. And when you block people, it sends a message to YouTube saying that you don't want, these type of people in your chat. So it's gonna stop sending, trolls to the chat or Chargers fans or whatever. So that's what I've come to see from YouTube is when you do timeout guys completely, permanently, it does slow down the algorithm and drops. And it did drop like a motherfucker, like 5 people disappeared as soon as you cut them. So like I said, it is what it is, man. Just let me know. But I know you can't stand the kid. It's starting to get on my nerves too. Like he just comes in to when he's talking football and asking questions, it's not bad. But if he's just constantly talking shit to my people that come in and support me, like you, then it's fucking can't be having it, yo. Can't be having it. Can't be having it. I'm not gonna lose Raider fans for one Chargers fan ever, ever. So it is what it is. Again, I'll talk to him to do what it do, but yeah, man, you can't just constantly fucking rubbing people wrong in the chat. It's not only gonna stop people from coming in and watching, but it's gonna stop people from commenting. It's gonna stop people from other people wanting to come in and comment, and it's just a big fucked up vicious cycle. Good thing I didn't spill that all down my chest. um, one thing hiding the channel for a day or blocking permanently. I know. So I always go back after my lives anyways and see who was blocked. If there's anybody permanently in there, because it does slow down my shit. Um, and that's another thing too, man. I don't like blocking people for no damn reason, right? If it's just one, if he's just irritating you, fucking ignore the kid. You don't have to read the messages. You don't have to respond to him. The more you respond, you know, the more he's gonna, the more he's gonna talk shit. Louis Barrows, Coach GM, what's good? What's good? 2 wins is laughable. He's trolling, right? I mean, dude, we would have to lose, and I don't even want to put that out there, but we would have to lose half the starters on both offense and defense for that to even be a possibility. I mean, damn, only win 2 games in the NFL with a Max Crosby on your team on defense. Stop, bro. Stop. It's absolutely laughable. And Yeah, some trolls, man. Some trolls are funny as hell. So yeah, man, that's what I got. Um, again, I was trying to show it yesterday. Actually, let's see if it works on here. Fuck it. Oh, y'all seen the video, right? Y'all seen it yesterday. Y'all seen the video of my guy Amari Gainer, my other guy Tommy the freaking Eichenberg, and Devin White all going balls out, running line drills, competing against each other. There's a different presence at linebacker this year, and make sure this is still up. I don't know if I could do that or not, but yeah, man, there's a different presence at linebacker this year. These guys are competing, and our coach. Let's hold up. I'm trying to pull something up real quick because I want to test this while I'm on, while y'all are on here. You know, our coaches finally getting to do some interviews with our position coaches, right? The linebacker coach. Where the fuck did Vegas Sports go? Um, the linebacker coach, the corner coaches, defensive line coach. All these cats, we're starting to interview them, see what they think, getting to know a little bit more. That was on Vegas Sports. Where the fuck was it? Come on, man. Shit. All right. Well, never mind. That's oh damn, I gotta watch that too. Yeah, so we seen the video of these kids hustling, running back and running, but the linebacker coach, like I talked about, been with Pete Carroll for 13 years. That was one of their strongest units in Seattle for a long, long, long time was their linebacker play. They had guys that could cover, they had guys that they could sub in, so guys wouldn't I'm not doing it to hurt the channel. Shit, I don't sweet, 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 sweet. She over here trying to throw hands in the chat. But yeah, man, so the competition is heating up. But our position coach, linebacker coach, when he was asked about the linebacker room, I wanted to say he had to say this and then play it, but I don't know where the fuck it went. Oh, son of a bitch. Hold on. History, maybe? Did I watch it on the phone? I don't know where it's at. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, first, y'all gotta let me know if you can hear the shit. Um, and see it, I guess. I don't know how this is gonna work. Again. So that's not gonna work. It's gonna echo, huh? Is it not showing? What the fuck? Oh, I hate this lag, bro. All right, it is not showing. All right, fuck. Can y'all hear it? Let's just go with this. Oh, I hate this lag, bro. All right, I don't know what the fuck. All right, so anyways, I don't know why the hell it's not showing the damn video. It was working before I started the stream. Oh, maybe visual. Ah, I don't know what I did. Shit. Fuck my life. Um, what's good, Kush Mob 420? Appreciate you dropping in. Appreciate you dropping in. They won't see his comments for the whole live. Who won't? Trip recruiting linebackers with his confidence about Fred Warner. I like this shit a lot. I like it too. These guys, they're not as maybe some of them are as fast as Fred Warner, bro. It looked like Tommy Eichenberg was cooking out there. He was running with Amari Gainer, with Devin White. These guys were neck and neck, all three of them. They're talking shit afterwards. Tommy Eichenberg's running his mouth. I don't know what he said, but he was looking at Amari Gainer the whole time as they're crossing the line. Then they were, had a few words. Look, these guys came into the league together, right? One was drafted in the 5th round. One was a UDFA. One's got a chip on his shoulder, the UDFA, right? The other guy, Tommy Eichenberg, believed he should have been playing last year. Had some injuries he dealt with. Kind of rough. Hurt him a little bit. See, I don't need this depth chart. So there was a lot of shit going on with Tommy Eichenberg. He also got an interception in camp early. So I don't know what that means, if it means anything, right? Anything at all. Hold on. I think I found the video. Gino. No, that's not it. Shit fire. Oh, Gainer and Tommy Eichenberg. Ta-da, boy. All right. I'm gonna try this one more time. Share. And it's still not popping up. Oh, fuck my life. All right, yo. All right. This shit's pissing me off. What's the topic at hand? Anything? Yeah, we were just talking about standout UDFAs. Caleb Rogers. Do you think he's going to start this year? Does he have a potential of starting right off the bat and beating out Alex Kappa? Sign Gilmore or trade for Ramsey? That's rough. I'm gonna say trade for Ramsey. If we have to, like I said, on my live yesterday, if we have to, he has the hips, the fluidness, and the speed that he can be that Charles Woodson and move to safety. We need a free safety, right? That is, I think, our biggest weakness right now. If you look at all the safeties on the roster, they're all strong safeties, right? They're all guys that are those hybrid guys that can cover in the slot, you know, that you can put down low, put them at the linebacker spot, hybrid, move them in closer to the box. We don't have, we lost the two most intelligent guys we have. And I'm not saying none of these guys are not intelligent. Don't take me wrong. But we lost Marcus Epps, who was, the leader of the defense for a long time back there, the 2 years he was here. Then it was, Moreg. So losing those guys that were in Pete Carroll, that were in PG system for as long as they were, they knew the ins and outs. They knew how to help the other guys. All the guys that we brought in at safety and corner, except for a couple, have no knowledge of a Pete Carroll type ran defense or a Patrick Graham ran defense. So that's a big question. That's a big question for me. Do you bring in a guy like that? I mean, I think they're going to wait. I think they're going to wait till after camp And if these guys show sign like Eric Stokes, I was going to talk about here in a bit, but we'll just talk about it now. You know, from what I heard and from the people that I've talked to, is in camp so far, it's been Lonnie Johnson and it's been Isaiah Palamau, playing the slot position. They've also had Lonnie Johnson playing a little bit of safety position. Jacorian Bennett has not been getting first team reps. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if he's still maybe nursing the injury from last year, right? He got injured, missed the rest of the season. That could be a possibility. But from what I'm hearing in camp is Jacorian Bennett is not the perceived starter as a lot of us thought. And we talked about it. Like, I brought this up is if he can't play the slot and he gets beat out, that says a lot for our depth. Or does that say a lot about, Jacorian Bennett's development? Because a lot of us, including me, thought he was coming along in his development a lot better than it seems to be. If you got guys like Eric Stokes in his fourth year, a former first round pick, beating you out, if you got guys like Lonnie Johnson, in his third or fourth year, a former first round pick, and then you got Darian Porter, drafted in the third round, who's impressing everybody in camp. If those are your guys, Eric Stokes on the outside, Darian Porter taking care of the number one guys because he's the fastest, most athletic, the longest, got the most length. If that's the case, does Trey Taylor, like I talked about earlier, move up and take that slot role? Because that's more of his gig, right? He's a smaller, faster, physical guy that I believe could play more of that slot role. Now they've been trying Isaiah Palamau there, and they've been trying a bunch of different guys at the free safety position. So nobody has sewed up, from what I get out of camp, the free safety position. And that is a question. That is a big, big question. So if they can't free up that position, it would make all the sense in the world to bring in a guy, like a Jalen Ramsey, and possibly try to put him, let him play way, way back, right? Way back, facing the quarterback, seeing the whole field. I think that would be a huge acquisition for this team and a damn good pickup, in my opinion. Gilmore, I'm going to have to pass on. I mean, I don't know. It just depends. It depends. Again, on how these guys step up, right? If these guys start locking it down enough where they push Jacorian Bennett to where he's a backup, to where he's second string, that says a lot about the guys that we brought in, the guys that we drafted, and it says a lot more about this coaching staff. And it definitely puts us at more than two wins. I'm just saying. Luis, I thought we talked about this yesterday. What are we talking about? I bet Chip knows our coverage linebackers is weak. I guarantee you. Wait, I guarantee you, if nobody like me knows, oh, okay, I got you. There's no fuck. If nobody like me knows that we definitely do it, I just don't understand why they built the weak heads. What? Why they built that weak head scratcher to me? I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't think our linebackers are gonna be as big of a problem as everybody's expecting. I think these guys are gonna surprise some people. Like Devin White is still Devin White. Now he had a down year. He's 27, but the man has shown out there that he's running his ass off, right? he's He's keeping up with Amari Gaynor. He's keeping up with Tommy Eichenberg, and they were the fastest three. First, it was Max Crosby went with his group, and then they went after him. And it was those three guys had everybody beat by at least 3 steps from what I've seen. So if we got guys that are competing like that against each other, and then you got Landon Roberts, who we know is a run stopper, he's a captain, he's going to solidify that middle of the field. And if he doesn't have to do it, 90% of the snaps, that's a huge, huge, huge win for us. I don't understand why they manage cover linebackers weak. It's important for winning. Oh, why they made covers linebackers weak. I don't know why either. And maybe it's just a college thing, right? Man, there's a more blitzing, or I don't know. They're trying to get to the quarterback. I don't know. I think some of these big linebackers that are, these hybrid type guys, 260, 6'2", should be defensive end guys, right? I mean, damn, 6'2", 260. That's a defensive end to me, not a linebacker. And if you can't run in the 4.4s, you shouldn't be a linebacker. Like, and I know a lot of people are going to get pissed off and say that's bullshit, but it's not, because as a linebacker, you have to cover the slot sometimes. You have to cover tight ends. You have to cover running backs out of the backfield. And these running backs just get faster and faster and faster by the day, it seems like. I mean, we had a bunch in camp in the combine. We had a bunch of receivers, tight ends. These guys are just getting faster and faster and faster. So linebacker, they need to do something about that position. I totally agree. Maybe get some of these, 6'4" safeties to come down that run 4.3 40s, like a guy that I was trying to get the Raiders, was hoping the Raiders would draft, and Alec Emanwari. A guy like that, 6'4", 6'5", runs in the 4.3s, 200 and 10, 15, 20 pounds. Those guys should be linebackers. Those guys need to be cover guys, not safeties, in my opinion. But that's just me. What else we got? What else is important for winning? A quarterback, a running game, and a wide receiver depth. We have all of those. We have all of those. Ding, 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 ding. I'm not bueno is the winner. Yeah, that's, I mean, if you can't put points on the board, why the fuck are we playing football, right? Isn't the name of the game to put the most points on the board, right? The winner is always the one that has more points than the other one. And if your defense can't stop people from scoring and you can't put points on the board, you have no chance. No chance at all. Not one whatsoever. You're going to get cooked every single time. So, he's back. I don't know. He got put in timeout again. He got the cuffs off. He is out of jail. Oh, Lord have mercy. Yeah, that offense, agree. No bueno, for sure, for sure. I was talking to you. They just bring up some silly nonsense. I already knew about the algorithm. This ain't new. All right. I would sign Gilmore, but that's just me. All right. Why? Like, why would you sign Gilmore? I like him and like Ramsey as well, but I feel like Gilmore would help close out games in crunch time. I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna argue that. I think both of us, both of them would help in that aspect. Whoever's still the fastest, right? The fastest that still has the most youth left in them. And I think that might be a problem. because the guys we got in this backfield, you know, to be safety, to be a free safety, to be a strong safety, right? Your job is to be physical. Your job is to play that linebacker role, come up, smack guys in the mouth. But the free safety spot or the nickel, whatever you want to call it, this your job is to try to help, put people in the right position, kind of like the linebacker does, survey the whole field. But there's a lot of time where you got to run one way or you're backpedaling and you got to turn and run to the left and then stop and turn and run back to the right. So I probably just did both of those wrong. I don't know my left or my right. And if you don't have fluid hips, if you're not athletic, which I don't see in Isaiah Powell, in my opinion, he's a little stiff in the hips. Now he's damn good when it comes to, he's decent in coverage, but he's good when it comes up to smacking guys in the run. He's good at playing the run. He's good at playing in the box. Coverage wise, I think he lacks a little bit of that, fluid hip movement, that being able to backpedal and turn. Backpedaling is a key part for being in the backfield, right? And if you're stiff and you're not the fastest guy out there, you have problems. You're going to get beat a lot. You're going to get cooked because if you can't turn and run with guys or catch up to guys, then it's lights out, right? Game over. So Isaiah Palomar, I love the guy, but there's a very, very, very big possibility that he goes back to that backup role, or he takes that slot role. Again, I just don't see him having the speed and the fluidness in the hips to play that position. So might have a whole new defense. A whole new defense, what I'm saying. Mama is proud. uh what else we got? What else? Mama's proud. Shut the fuck up. I mean, without coverage linebacker, what? Oh, we gone have to win 33-34. Like Chip Kelly said, I agree. And I don't that's the problem. I don't see us winning a lot of shootouts like that, in my opinion. What we got? I look, I don't see us winning too many shootouts. I think our defense is gonna hold their own. This front four, seven, nine, because it's probably gonna be nine guys subbing in and out. Besides Max Crosby, he's gonna get the bulk of the reps. But I hope they get this dude to not be in there as much, right? Get him some time to rest, catch his breath, limit the wear and tear on his body. And I think we have the depth to do that. So if we rotate nine guys and the production doesn't drop off, a tremendous amount, our linebackers will be okay. We only have two linebackers on the field. It's not like we're running a 4-3 or something where we have three linebackers, a Mike, a Sam, and a Will, right? We basically have a Mike linebacker and a Will, and maybe sometimes a Sam. It depends. But most of the time it's just, a Mike and a Sam. We don't usually have a linebacker on the left-hand side, which is the Will spot. So it's only two linebackers, man. It's only two. We're acting like there's 11 guys on the field. There's nine more guys besides those linebackers. And the guys behind him, Jeremy Chin, whether it's Pal Mao, whether it's, Trey Taylor, whether it's Lonnie Johnson that comes and takes that spot, we don't know. We don't know where they're going to move these guys. But if anybody, if any coaching staff can put these players and, take them from one spot and move them to another and develop them at that spot quickly, it's this coaching staff, man. We have a lot of great minds in this staff. We have, like I said, a lot of great people that know how to communicate to guys, and guys just want to run through brick walls for them, right? Guys believe in what they say. They believe in their knowledge, their their experience, and it makes a big ass difference. So, man, I hope we don't have to have a bunch of shootouts, but I believe this defense is going to be what it was supposed to be last year. And I talked a lot of shit last year. I said our defensive line was going to be, had the, not going to be, but had the opportunity to be one of the greatest defensive lines the Raiders have ever had. And that's saying a lot, bro. Our defensive lines have been, kind of our forefront for a lot of our teams that made playoff runs and Super Bowl runs, right? It had a lot to do with the trenches. So for me to say that, I really believed it. I really believed it. And I didn't think Malcolm Kuntz was going to get hurt. Christian Wilkins was going to get hurt. Max Crosby was going to get hurt. If they didn't, I think they had the potential to be. This year, they got rid of guys like Matthew Butler. They got rid of guys like, Jenkins, who was up there in age. They got rid of these, I don't want to call them dead weight, but guys that just never flashed, never produced, and never became what they were, drafted to do. They were just never getting any grass time. They were basically just practice pieces, right? Never living up to their ability. I don't believe we have that this year. I believe we have guys that if you're sixth man on the depth chart on the defensive line, you're gonna get snaps. You're gonna get snaps. You're gonna be out there. You're gonna get your chance to, show you can be that guy to come in and relieve guys. And if that happens and we have that depth, this team is going to be nasty, bro. Nasty. I'm telling you. We're going to have to outscore without coverage in the middle. We have coverage in the middle, coach. We're going to have coverage in the middle. It's not like Elandon Roberts can't cover. I mean, he's not the fastest guy. But I've watched a lot of film. The guy can cover, right? Within 10 yards. Now, after 10 yards, I'm not going to sit here and be like he's going to hang with, running backs or linebackers, running backs or tight ends. But in 5-10 yards, this man can hold his own, right? And after 10 yards, we have pretty damn good safeties. We have good corners that, have a lot to prove. But I believe will. I think they're going to step up. I think they're going to do their job. This defensive line is going to help out not only the linebackers, but they're going to help out the safeties, the corners, and everybody's just going to help together. The one thing we have that we have not had on this defense or on this team since Al Davis passed away, God rest his soul. Shout out to Mr. Davis. Rest in Raider paradise. Is speed. What Al Davis preached more than anything, more than physicality, more than attention to detail, more than commitment to excellence, more than just win, baby, was speed. Speed, speed, speed. Not the kind y'all are thinking of. Speed on the field. We haven't had that, bro. We have not had that. We haven't had that in the linebackers. We haven't had that in our receivers. We haven't had that in our defensive line. We haven't had it in our safety room. We haven't had it in our corners. We have it in all those positions now. Fuck, we haven't even had it at the quarterback position. We have it at the quarterback position now. Gino's not the fastest dude out there, but he's got wheels, right? He's gonna motor. He's gonna turn it on. He's gonna beat some guys. So, man, this team is gonna be special. Keep sleeping on us. Keep sleeping on us. Gilmore will make the right play and save us in a shootout where Ramsey is good, but I feel would make a minor mistake in crunch time and cause us the game in a shootout. I could see that. I could see that. Ramsey is getting up there. There's a reason why they're not trying to pay him that ridiculous $20 million salary a year, because he is getting up there in age. And there are, it is the NFL. It stands for not for long. When you can't keep the speed, when you can't stay healthy, when your hip fluidness, when your coverage, when your instincts are just not what they used to be. And then you got these kids coming out that are, special, got elite speed, have very, very intelligent minds because they were in college for 6 or 7 years instead of 3, like most of these cats used to be back in the day. It makes a big, big difference. And I believe we have guys like that in our backfield. And it wouldn't hurt to have guy, like Gilmore at all whatsoever. If the price is right, again, just bring him in. I wouldn't mind bringing him in for preseason, right? If it makes a big difference when he's out there, then shit, sign the guy. We have the money. It's not going to hurt us, right? It's just going to help us. Um, nice. I think we probably win the first home game just to show face. I really see us winning 6 out of the first 8 games. I really do. Now, shit could happen. Shit can happen. But this team is going to come out prepared. They're going to come out competitive. They're going to come out hot from the jump. Everybody's going to know their role or they won't be out there. It's going to be 100% all the guys that, that know they're 111. They're not going to be getting stupid penalties. They're not going to be jumping off sides. Those guys won't be out there. They won't even have a chance to sniff the grass. I promise you. I know Pete Carroll. I've followed Pete Carroll my whole entire life. Grew up in California. Always been, a USC fan. Huge Pete Carroll fan. Always wanted him to be a Raiders coach. And it's finally here, bro. It's finally here. And I think he's gonna make a night and day difference between last year and this year. Guys are gonna be in position. Guys are gonna know their job. And if they're not, there's gonna be somebody right behind them coming in to take that spot. I promise you. I promise you this. I make you this promise. And I don't promise a lot of shit. How are you, Chargers fan? Aren't you from Arizona, Piano Man? Unleashing addiction with jokes. So Corian Bennett can replace Nate Hobb in the nickel slot. He has the speed, but not sure. I've talked about that before too. Now, I said when I made my crazy, way too early roster prediction, I said my starters were, go back and watch the tape. No, I'm just kidding. My starters were Darian Porter, number 1, Eric Stokes, number 2. And I said it was going to be a battle, a big, huge battle between DeCamarion Richardson, possibly Jacorian Bennett, if he loses one of those 2 jobs, which I feel he is going to. Um, Lonnie Johnson. I didn't see Isaiah Powell being in the mix. I thought he pretty much had that free safety spot sewed up. And from what I'm hearing, it doesn't seem like that's a lock. So they're moving him around. He could also play, take Nate Hobbs' position. But one thing about the free safety spot is you have to be fast. And Isaiah Powell, it would hurt the Raiders putting him there, in my opinion, when you have guys like Trey Taylor, guys like Lonnie Johnson, guys like Jacorian Bennett, like you said, that are fast enough to play that slot position. Do they have the intelligence? You have to know a lot at slot, right? There's a lot of stuff. You got linebackers coming out of the backfield. You're not just one-on-one where they say, okay, go lock down your corner, right? Or go lock down your receiver. That's your guy. Stay with them. Follow them everywhere you go. When you're in the slot, it's a lot different. You might not just be you might only be covering that guy for 5 yards, 10 yards, and then, letting go, trying to come up and, cover a tight end or hit a running back or shit like that. Unleashing addiction. Shout out with a $3 holler. It doesn't make noise on this one. So I apologize taking for so long to read your shit again. Well, I'm almost all packed and out of Hawaii in 4 days. What? Nice. Have a safe flight. Welcome back to the mainland. I don't know why they call that the mainland, but welcome back when you get here. What else we got? Unleashing. I'm from Wisconsin, but grew up in Michigan. Been a Raiders fan since a jit. What is that? I don't matter where you from or currently live, right? That is facts. Raider Nation is worldwide. We are deep, 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 and cold too, baby. So I don't know what jit means though. Kush Mob, let me know what jit means. Your commitments are on the screen. Why are you looking at the phone? Well, because it's just a habit. It's over there. And if I look at the screen, I'm still looking at it another way and not the camera. So it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And I started out over here. I got to catch up. Those are going way too fast. What? I'm making you what? Oh, no. Jack Kendall, what's good, my brother? Appreciate you in the building. All right. What is your record prediction and bold prediction? Well, usually it's up there on the screen, but since this is a new live stream, Ray Love, what's good? What's good? My prediction is not on there. My screen is not on there. And, I got to find a way to get my shit back up. But my bold prediction is 12-5. I believe we can beat a lot of teams. I think our defense wins us 6 or 7 games. I think Gino wins us probably 2 or 3, you know, comebacks in the fourth quarter type games. That's 9. I think just all around, we have a couple of those games where we just dog walk some teams and smack the shit out of them like a redheaded stepchild. That's my opinion. So I believe the crazy, crazy, crazy prediction, which is my prediction. I said I wasn't going to make no other ones. Is 12-5. That's where I got us. Um, realistically, realistically, 9 or 10 wins. I'm totally happy with. I'm not going to be, cussing people out or throwing people under the bus on film like I did last year. Mike got a little crazy, throwing my Raider my Raider family under the bus on some film. I'm not gonna do that this year. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna try to let these guys develop and be what they need to be. So um yep, have to cover, right? Everybody's got to cover. I'm only 19, so I was just born. 19, you're a baby. Damn. You're younger than my children. Younger than my children. I think we go 11-6 for real. I like that. I like that. Like I said, 9-7, 10-6. Wait, what the fuck did I say? 9-8, 10-6, or 10-7. You know what I mean? 11-6. Anywhere in there, bro. I'm ecstatic. I'm ecstatic. You're gonna see a happy Raiders fan talking positive, not dogging on nobody. Um, and hopefully it gets click the demo button on the left to play your video. I fucked the demo button up. Sorry, I'm replying to a text. Um, I don't know what I did to that. It's not working. But let me try one more time. Just for shits and giggles. That ain't it. That ain't it. I don't even know which one it is. Fuck. Well, now isn't that special? I totally lost that shit. Oh wait, there it is. All right, so demo. Welcome. Demo. It's been on demo the whole time. That's crazy. Fuck my life. So my donate thing hasn't been up there. Wow. All right. Like I said, I'm gonna figure this shit out, man. It's not easy going from a different streaming shit to a different streaming shit. I think I've been through 3 this year. 4. I think this is my 4th one. So yeah, time to set everything back up again. I just like football in general. Rebel made me like the Raiders. Shout out to you, Unleashing Addiction. Hey, as long as I can get people on the bandwagon, my job is done. I feel good about my day, my week, my month, and my year. Shit, just one person a year, I'm good. But if we could bring more, I'm good with that. I remember we had the Raiders ornament on our Xmas tree. I was 3. Nice, hell yeah. Sound like my kids. My whole house was Raiders shit all growing up. That's all they had was Raiders shit. Um, I gotta catch back up to this mother flipping thing, which made me like them more because I looked up, but turned out to be a donkey. What? Rebel, why you still reading the phone? I just told you that. I gotta catch back up. Besides, you look good. Kusma look good in all colors. Damn. Why my chat hide? All right, sorry. Unleashing addiction with a $1.99 sticker. I'm so far behind in this chat. Rick Wilson, what's good? What's good, my guy? Sorry I did not see you. Is Jack Kenna booting people again? Oh, no, it was Bueno. All right, never mind. Ray Love was good. Was good. Got to you. Got to you. Um, Rebel Juvenile in training, but really means a kid, youngin. Oh, I got you. Sweet. Juvenile in training. Jit. I learned a new word today. Every day you learn something new is a good day. So I hope I bring y'all knowledge. Bold prediction is that Amari Gainer is going to start and play well. I believe he starts too. I just don't think it's day one. I think maybe somewhere in the middle of the season, if Devin White struggles. But Devin White's looking good out there. He looks really good. He looks better than he has in a long time. And that's a good sign for Gainer, right? If Devin White is looking good out there, if Landon Roberts is looking good out there, these guys, can go back and forth, um, not have to play all the time. You can take some of these guys out if Amari Gainer turns out to be that guy in coverage, or if he just turns out to be that guy in general all the way around. So I hope he plays. Amari Gainer, I've talked about on this channel from day one. That's been my guy. I thought he should have played all last year next to Robert Spillane. When Divine Diablo was hurt, when he was back, it didn't matter. I thought Amari Gainer was that dude. And I really hope he takes that jump and takes that next step. Absolutely. We are going to run it this year. At least better than we did last year. I was just getting ready to say, talk that shit. I was all excited, and then you got me with that. At least better than we did last year. But hey, that's better than we did last year is not acceptable for me, right? I'm not accepting that shit. I'm not taking, like a lot of people are saying, if we win 7 or 8 games, that's progress. Fuck that progress. No. No, 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 no. 8 games is not enough to me. Doubling our win total, that that's just this is not it, bro. We need to have at least 1 or 2 more games. Like I said, 9, 10, I'll be happy with. You know, anything less than 9 games, bro. I'm gonna be very disappointed. Way more than I was last year. I feel you on the record as well. 11-6, 12-5. I mean, we broke it down. We broke down the teams we play. Unleashing Addiction, #1 with the $1.99. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Don't forget to hit those thumbs up. God and family, what it do? What it do? Appreciate you popping in. All right, on to the chat. Rebel, I brought up Gainer earlier. I seen it. I just read it. If that's what you're talking about, my guy Jack. I'm always wearing Raider gear. My customers already know. They buy me Raider stuff too. Hell yeah. That's shit. You don't see me in nothing other than silver and black and maybe a little white once in a while, but I always got something Raiders. Sunglasses, hat, shit, everything I own, pretty much Raiders. You think Zamir White could look better, Reb? I do. I really do. We've talked about it a little bit. I think Zamir White, if he's healthy, right? He only played in 66 snaps last year. That's not enough for a kid to get going. I said, and I've been saying for the last 2 years, for Zamir White to be successful, he has to get 20 carries. Now, he's not going to get that anymore, right? Unless something catastrophic happens, which I don't want to see. So, is he going to be better? Yes, because he's going to have less pressure on his shoulders. He's not going to get the reps, but he's going to have to average a ridiculous amount, to impress to get more reps. He's going to have to average, 5-6 yards a carry, in my opinion, to be successful. So, I mean, to look better, right? but you can't look worse than last year. Last year, he was constantly running into the offensive line. After the fumble, it looked like everything went downhill for Zamir White. And I'm looking for him to bounce back. I'm looking for him to take that next step.
Are you still on?
Yeah, I'm
That
still
was
on.
not a few minutes. I've been gone for an hour.
Well, you left. I was like, why get off? What am I going to do? Just walk around the house with mom?
Tacos.
All right. So, yeah. Yeah, I really feel like he can be that guy. I think he makes the roster. You know, we can use him on special teams. He's a big, fast guy, physical. I think they develop him a lot better. I think Chip Kelly is exactly what Zamir White needs. I think this, kind of more of a wider, like a power zone scheme under Chip Kelly is going to be a lot better for Zamir. And again, not having, the pressure of being that guy. Just you got to produce when you're in. I think he's damn good at blocking, which can help in the. I hope they put him at fullback. I really do. I think it would benefit the team. I think it would benefit Zamir White, and I think it would benefit this offense. It would benefit definitely Gino just to have another blocker in there, right? Build Gino's confidence. Zamir White, one of his best, PFF grades is pass blocking and run blocking, which he shouldn't have been run blocking too many times, probably on reverses, screen, shit like that. But that's his go eat your tacos, right? So that's his best attribute, I think, is blocking. So I look for Zamir White to, I wouldn't say have a breakout year unless something happens to Mostert, maybe, then maybe he could have that breakout year being the, second back. But I believe he only had like 200 and something yards last year. I hope he does better than that, really. I hope if he does better than that with what we have in Mostert and Genty, man, look for us to be like 2,500 yards rushing as a team total. I'm just saying. I'm putting that out there. I'm gonna put that out there now. Yeah, I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna go eat those tacos. Tell the wife to pipe down a bit respectfully. Rude as hell interrupting your shit. Right. That's my sis. So see, look.
Just saying.
Sugar
It's
Brimmer
called
turkey.
prawns, but it's rice, mushrooms,
And a shrimp. Let me get
shrimp, and cheese, and it's so freaking amazing. Isn't it? Azul Agave, Lake Havasu City, Arizona. Shout out.
Damn, that was good. Sorry, I didn't want to chew in front of y'all. More than I already did. And I didn't want to talk with my mouth full with the camera. So, that shit was fire, dude. I gotta go eat. Damn. Right? Made everybody in the chat hungry. Damn. Yeah, that's it. So, yeah, I'm gonna get off here, man. I'm gonna go grab this food. Hit that e-nail and do my thing. But I appreciate everybody rocking with me. Let me know on the way out or comment on the video when it comes back up. I'm trying to think of what the pinned comment is going to be. Never mind, I know. The pinned comment after this live is going to be, who do you think is going to be the biggest standout year one, the most successful rookie, UDFA? It doesn't matter, but let me know. Let me know in the comments. It'll be the pinned comment as soon as this video pops up. I appreciate y'all. Much love. Raiders. Just win, baby.